Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 20 of the Cigar City Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Nello. How you doing, man?
We are Penn State this week.
I can't dignify that with a response. Clay, how you doing?
Roll Tide. Hope y'all got your popcorn.
Well, he gets to say Roll Tide. I can't say we are Penn State.
Yeah, because you're not Penn State.
That's ridiculous.
Ryan, you are the Seminoles this week.
No, I'm switching. I'm jumping the bandwagon.
Whoa.
That Bama train still available?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm trying to go with champions.
Didn't you guys win this week?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to go with champions.
You guys are...
Pretty sure there's some little league team we beat.
One and done, I always say, because I have a feeling you guys are going to be in trouble this week.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I will say this. I got a cousin that's a big Florida State fan. He watched it very closely, and he did this whole post on Facebook. He was like, there's several things that are not giving me any hope, but there were a few things in this game. It's like, all right, so probably garbage the rest of the year, but next year we might actually be back in relevancy.
With Coach Dion.
And I don't doubt him saying that. He's not a homer kind of fan. Like, he shoots it pretty straight like you do.
Yeah, that's what I see. They need a little more.
That's my question to the Florida State fans out there. Is this going to be another coaching move? Or are you guys going to stick with him and see if he can rebuild the team and get more guys in there?
Like I said before, who do we get?
Can you really stick with a guy who lost to Jackson State?
Not really.
Okay.
Not with any. I don't think so. But I've spoken to a couple of big FSU fans, and they are saying that he's the guy, but it just needs better talent there. But how do you change that? As of right now, FSU can't be crushing it in recruiting.
I mean, I haven't seen him. Besides that corner that said he's still going there, is there anybody that was 4 or 5 star that's signed with Florida State?
Well, did you guys have any 4 or 5 stars?
They have that one corner,
I
right?
believe so.
That one kid who said, I'm going there no matter what. That's my university. I don't remember his name.
I'm going to pull up Rivals while y'all have this discussion.
But that's the thing. Like, they need an overhaul. They need juice in that program. They need spunk, whatever you want to call it. Because it's dead.
They do, for sure. And I think Prime is the guy to get the car started, but I don't think he's the one to drive it to the Super Bowl or to the championship rather. Sorry, I looked over and saw Urban Meyer. Oh, God.
We wait for that guy to have a heart attack.
The Jacksonville owner, the Meyer must regain our trust. You know what? This is like an analogy, like you're working at a dog shelter, and there's one that just clearly says dangerous, and somebody keeps sticking their hand in there, and like, he bit me again. Hold on.
Yeah, I got to think when Khan said he's got to regain our trust, Urban Meyer was like, oh, shit, they're not going to fire me. I guess I'm going to have to get caught having sex on camera.
Doesn't it feel like some sort of like grandmaster scheme that some PR thing to get rid of him quietly where it doesn't create a bunch of stir? I said this earlier when we were talking amongst ourselves, but that's just what it feels like to me.
I'd be surprised if he needed that still. Like, at this point, his reputation is so bad. By the way, FSU has a 5-star corner and 9 4-star recruits still on board. The way it sits right now, they're sitting at 7th with 18 recruits. Georgia's at 6th with 3 5-star recruits, and Alabama's at 5 with 1. And then the remaining, guess who's number 1? Guess who's number 1, Nello?
Number 1?
Guess.
No, you tell me.
No, I want you to guess, buddy, because you always get so excited.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Come on. Anybody want to help him out?
Just tell me. I'm so giddy like a schoolgirl.
It's Notre Dame. You guys.
Notre Dame.
I fucking hate Notre Dame. I'm so glad they lost. By the way.
I don't understand Notre Dame, and I never will. I'm gonna move on from it before it makes me angry. Urban Meyer caught down here, or actually not here, in a bar in Ohio.
He was at the game, right? They were like saluting his team, or they were doing some sort of special event for his team or something like that.
He and a young lady he was giving a medical exam to her lower regions.
No, his hands were in his lap, and she was just dancing next to him.
No, that arm is up in there.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? I don't know. I didn't analyze it, slow it down, and zoom in like you did. Apparently.
Honestly, I think he knew he was being watched, and it looks like he's got the arm there protecting. Hey, babe, she wasn't touching my junk.
Right? That's what it looked like to me.
Think so?
Oh, no, he's all up in there.
It just looks staged,
He's
man.
trying to crack that denim.
I don't think a guy like Urban Meyer is trying to do that.
No, I do.
Here's my question. How are you so... This is why I think Nello's onto something. How are you so oblivious to be out in public like that and not know that the public eye is on you and that cameras are on you when you're Urban Meyer?
Maybe if you're in, like, Nashville.
He's in Ohio State.
But if he is at home, where he made his last presence known big time, he won a national championship there last. Not there. He's not that stupid.
Okay.
No way.
And I'm just gonna say, you guys, you do some sort of like audiobook, and you staging. That was staged. There was nobody in front of them. This is a packed bar, and this person with the camera's got a clear shot at what she's doing and what's going on. Sounds fish. Sounds suspect. That's all I'm saying. And plus, Urban Meyer, nothing has ever come out about Meyer being a dog. Never.
That doesn't mean anything.
No, but I'm just saying, like Florida, Ohio State.
So there were unproven rumors, but the kind of rumors that start from the truth about him and his secretary at Florida.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, they squashed it well because he had a heart issue after the SEC championship. That was that year.
Like,
the rumors started coming out late in that season, right before that game.
Like, if you're at the bar and you know this girl's dancing on you, he did not look left one time.
Well, not to mention, he probably, you would have had him go and say, hey, get off me or move away.
He's
if he
smarter
was
than
not
that.
wanting it, he would say, hey, I need you to stop doing this here in public, even if he was just trying not to get caught. So, I don't know. That's why it looks suspect to me. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I want to talk about Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, baby. This
the Gypsy
Saturday.
King.
This Saturday. I don't know how much you guys know about this fight. I know we've talked about it a little bit. That's not the fight I want to watch. I do want to watch that. I take that back. That's a lie. I do want to watch that fight. The fight I want to watch is F.A. Ajagba and Frank Sanchez, two guys that are 15-0 and 18-0 respectively, with the majority. I'm talking close to, well, it's Sanchez has 18 fights with 13 knockouts. Ajagba's got 15 fights with 12 knockouts. These guys are the runner-up to the Helenius and Kowalnik fight, which actually those guys fought 3 years ago, and it was a banger. It was a pretty good fight by a couple of heavyweights. It's mainly a heavyweight card, but the card to watch, or the fight to watch, trust me, guys, the super middleweights, Edgar Berlanga and Marcelo Esteban Caceres. Watch that fight. Have we talked about Berlanga yet?
No.
We might have in the past. Passing.
At one point, he had 16 fights with 16 knockouts, all in the first round. All in the first round. Now, boxing is notorious for picking their opponents very well.
Yeah.
The last guy the fight actually went the distance. He won, and he's an excellent boxer. But you need to watch this kid. If he keeps going, and he keeps fighting people the way he's been fighting, he's going to be in conversations like the Deontay Wilder and the Tyson Furies, even a different weight class, I know, but he's going to be very highly sought after. Another fight I think is coming up is Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez, or did that already happen?
No, that's November. That's in November. I think November 9th.
Yeah, they had their first meetup, their first face-to-face at a promo.
It looked like Canelo got him.
He did.
Looked like he got him in that eye.
So they had a little shoving match, and Caleb got a nice little cut.
Yeah, right.
Under his right eye.
But, I mean, I don't know much about Caleb Plant. I can't say that I've seen him fight or anything like it, but has he fought anybody that's worth a damn?
Not anybody that I can tell you. His last fight was extraordinarily calculated. He fought him in Nashville, which is his hometown, and fought somebody who didn't have like an outstanding record and absolutely worked.
So this is going to be the biggest fight of his career.
Well, that's fair to say for anybody that's fighting Canelo.
I want to just go back to Wilder Fury. So
Yeah.
Fury's saying he's coming in at 290, 300 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at like Fury Wilder 1, right?
Yeah.
You remember Tyson Fury playing the outside, doing the jab, doing the boxing. He was boxing.
He did both fights, yeah.
And in the second fight, he didn't box. He took the fight when I mean boxing, I mean he didn't like go for points. He went to knock him out. He brought the fight to him. Like he's like, I'm going to hurt you.
In the first fight, you mean?
No, the second fight.
Oh, yeah.
In the second fight, he's like, I'm bringing the fight to you. You've never fought back off your heels.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen in the third one?
So,
you know what I mean? Like, he's coming in at 290, 300. Is he going to be able to move? Like, is he going to be nimble enough to get away from Wilder's right hand?
So here's the thing.
Because that's the question, right? We agree that Wilder isn't going to jab.
Wilder is saying that his whole new camp, whole new trainer, whole new everything, that he is going to come in and be a different fighter. He says he's the best he's ever been. He's saying he's going to knock Fury out. And this is not far removed from the last defeat where he came out with all that ring gear saying that he was exhausted by the time he got to the ring. Here's my thing. Having done martial arts, I think you've fought too. We've talked about that. You know that habits are formed over a long time and a long, long career. You don't just all of a sudden get a brand new bag of tricks that you're going to take to the fight for all 12 rounds. It's just not going to happen. I think Wilder shows up and has, for the first 3 or 4 rounds, a really, really good strategy. But if Fury can avoid that and negate the new strategy and land some punches by around, 5, 6, that whole strategy is going to be gone. It's going to be back to same old Wilder.
I don't even give it that long. The great Mike Tyson once said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
And he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. And I don't think Wilder has a plan for something like that.
Maybe he's been falling asleep watching Snatch every night.
Like, Fury has progressively gotten heavier from the first fight where it was like 250, 260 to when the second fight it was 275 to now he's talking about 290 to 300 pounds. I think that's going to affect his footwork.
But it's only going to help him getting heavier because he'll be able to take more punishment from Deontay Wilder.
I mean, I'm not saying Wilder's a bum, but anyway, he doesn't have that technical box to point him. But if Wilder catches Fury, it's been proven that Fury's been put on his ass.
I don't care if you're a car engine. If you get caught by Wilder clean, you're going to sleep.
And in that first fight, that 10 count could have been maybe an 11 or 12. I'm not saying it was, but a lot of people on the internet and even talking to people have said that was a very... what's the word I'm looking? Favorable 10 count.
I don't know if it was on the internet. It had to be true.
No, I'm just talking about what people are saying.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I think
definitely true.
I don't know what's everybody's consensus here. I'm feeling like it's going to be a Fury trilogy here. I think he goes in and takes care of business.
Yeah, he's a great fighter.
I think he actually does the trick and knocks him out this fight.
I agree because fighting is not just physical, it's mental, and I don't think Wilder's over that
I have to assume Wilder's going to come out wild.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
I take that back. Well, no, I think he's going to come out controlled, trying to outbox Fury.
Like you said, that's going to go away.
He's going to get frustrated, and then that's going to end, and then Fury's just going to pick him apart.
Yeah.
I think Fury wins. I actually think Wilder comes out like a banshee out of hell and just tries to fucking stop him fast. And he's going to outpunch himself. That's what I think.
That's a good chance, but if he doesn't knock him out,
he's in trouble.
He's gassed going into the rest of that fight.
If 5 or 6, he's gassed. He's in trouble.
He's got to be thinking about that.
Yeah.
Like when I say coming out wild, I don't mean just flailing and gassing himself. I mean more pretty aggressive.
You mean he's going to push the action,
right? Because I mean, this is do or die now.
If he comes out in anything other than a robe and the boxing gloves and the boxing boots, I don't want to hear an excuse.
If I'm Fury, if I'm Wilder, I wouldn't even wear them.
And if I'm
robe.
Fury at this point, he said he's
going to wear something. He's got something special.
I know he said it.
If I'm Fury at this point, I'm letting Wilder watch me get my tape. I'm going to let Wilder tape me up. Here, come on, man.
I agree.
If you think I cheated, you think something's in here, you go ahead and tape me up, big dog. It's so many excuses from Wilder. I think at this point he's fighting for his pride. He's fighting for his reputation. Fury's dad says that if he beats Wilder, Wilder's going to retire, be done.
I mean, he again, I said mental. After that first whooping, I don't think Wilder's ready. He needs a tune-up fight, and he hasn't had it.
No.
I believe
and
his corner.
That's a pride thing.
I believe his corner's doing him an in-service, even if it's just like a chump. I mean, no fighter's a chump, but even if it's just a lower level guy, just to get your confidence and your mind back in the ring. I believe that's what I believe.
The contract dictates an immediate rematch.
I know they went through an arbitrator.
That's what makes the fight work. Because if he goes to another fight, I'm pretty sure he forfeits that right to the rematch. So first and foremost, his corner. He fired him already. These are all new guys.
Yeah, Breland's gone.
They're here to help out and get paid. So I don't know. I've got Fury winning.
I think Fury wins, and I just would like to hear the excuses of him now, what they're going to be, because Breland's not going to be there to save his ass.
I don't keep up with it too much, not the heavyweights, but I'll take Fury in this one too. It sounds like if Wilder only relies on big punching power, a lot of the times that guy loses.
But I think Wilder, pound for pound, has the strongest punch in boxing right now. Like, if you're letting him line up and get a clean shot, Wilder is the strongest puncher in boxing.
There's no question about that knockout power. I'm not narking it, but he lacks the boxing skill.
And that's what I was going to say is if Fury is a better boxer,
100%. Nobody will tell you different.
Then yeah, Fury's just gonna try to outlast him, take him to deep water, and then let him drown.
Yeah,
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna be a great fight either way.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on.
Wait. What happens if Fury beats Wilder? Right? Who does he fight next? Is he gonna
Fury?
fight? Yeah. Joshua lost.
Oh, that's right.
Joshua lost.
Anthony Joshua lost his belt, too. So that was going to be the super fight to unite at the heavyweights. And Joshua, out of nowhere, got knocked out. Well, didn't get knocked out, but he got beat.
He got
unanimous
beat badly
decision
by Yursek, yeah.
So Yursek,
the big Ukrainian boy,
was a super middle. He was the weight class below heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe he's like, I don't know.
Hey, I mean, they ran a check.
Came up.
I'll get in there. I'll fight him.
He was undefeated.
You will? Can I be in your corner?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I'll be in your corner too, man. As soon as he goes, all right, let's get it on, I'm throwing that towel at the other guy's feet.
I won't give you no tips, but I'll change that damn mouthpiece and put water in your mouth all day, every day.
Anyway, so yeah, that was supposed to be the big super fight, but
it was,
as of right now, Fury's like, Wilder's the guy, and then maybe he'll fight Yursek.
There is, but Yursek and Joshua have to rematch. That's in the contract.
Right. And Yursek, Fury went out and said, I'll train Joshua. He'll win the next one if he trains with me.
Of course. Wouldn't you want to do that? Train your opponent, you know what's up, weakness inside and out. I think the heavyweight division in boxing needed the Joshua Fury fight because I understand Wilder Fury 3 is big and all, but no one really wants to see that. Compared to Joshua Fury, no one really wanted to see that.
At this point, I wanted to see Joshua Fury for the United belts.
Yeah, exactly.
But
after that, what's there in the heavyweight division? Is there any other heavyweight that you could say, oh, this guy's exciting? This guy is like up and comer.
Yeah. The guy on the undercard under him, Helenius, is a decent fighter. He's got 33 fights. He's got more fights than Fury.
That's because Fury took the time off because he was substance abuse and cuckoo.
Yeah. But whoever wins that fight right before them might be a good guy to come up and step and fight Fury.
Maybe. Again, that undercard is loaded, like you said.
It's a big step up for them. All right, let's get into college football, huh? This week. Let's talk about it. Because there has been a lot of contention in the Facebook group and a lot of people talking about the top two teams. Georgia
Bama and Georgia.
And Bama. A lot of people saw Georgia to 100% Kirby Smart and Georgia's team. They took Arkansas to the woodshed. They beat them up and down.
Boy, did they.
Man, I took Arkansas to win, okay? But I didn't think Georgia was going to do that to Arkansas. Put them a big goose egg on the
You said you picked Georgia to win.
I mean, Arkansas.
Everybody listening went Arkansas, and they went, okay.
I love that kid. That quarterback for Arkansas is great. I thought it was going to be closer than what it was.
0 points and less than 150 yards of total offense later.
Insane. I didn't predict that. No way.
But let me tell you something. Like I said this before we hit record. I think Arkansas, the way their team is designed right now, is designed to lose to Georgia. Because if you look at the spread and how many times, Georgia only threw the ball 11 times. 11. That's it. All they did was run the ball down their throats. Arkansas is going to have a tough time stopping the three-headed monster they got in Georgia. Golly. But they don't necessarily have the best defensive linemen and the best linebackers in the SEC. Again, not trying to take away from Georgia. They're super, super talented. I'm just saying, this game, I don't know if that's what I'm going to hedge my bets off of.
No. I miss the days that Alabama did that.
Yeah.
Controlled the clock the whole game, start to finish.
Rumor has it John Gruden was in the crowd just screaming, "Pound the rock." That's all they did.
But they decimated Arkansas, and I think that's what they're designed to do. They scored 3 touchdowns early, and then after that, it was a slow drip.
Yep.
They scored 21 points in the first quarter, and just after that didn't need to do much.
Why knock it if it's working? Why fix it if it ain't broke? They were running at will.
So that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is when you're going to crown them, I need to see more from Georgia's passing game.
Okay,
you got to see well-rounded.
I want to see them be able to stop a passing team. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, to his defense, though, if that's what we do and you got to stop it, why do you need to see us pass?
Well, because it'll be stopped in the future.
So, but when you see bigger teams like Ohio State,
I agree with Ryan until that happens.
Or Michigan, okay, but to that point, so all of a sudden it's the big game and we need to learn how to pass.
Let's just forget the result real quick. If I tell you Georgia Arkansas is happening, you're not telling me Arkansas's offense is getting stopped zero goose egg.
I actually am.
What?
Because Georgia's that damn good.
I don't believe that.
Their defense is sick every year.
And Arkansas's defense wasn't bad either.
Wait, are you arguing about Georgia's defense now when you said they had, like a few weeks ago, they got to be the best in the country? Which one is it?
I still think they're the best in the country.
Okay.
0 points against one of the top scoring offenses in the SEC in Arkansas?
This is another factoid that I have to add to be fair to Georgia. Their starting quarterback did not start the game. He did not play.
Oh, then that's
no. JT Daniels didn't play, right?
Right. So their starter was out, but Georgia's not a passing team.
Who's going to beat Georgia?
They're going to see Alabama in Atlanta, and I can't even tell you right now.
If Florida plays Georgia like they played Alabama, yes, it's a neutral site. Yes, that crowd split about 50-50 every year.
Right, the biggest cocktail party.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to see anything like what you saw here against Arkansas. Let's not forget that this Clemson team that has turned out to be garbage and unranked, look at what they did against them. All right, that's all I'm saying is you can't look at Alabama. Look, we talk about how we think Alabama's going to beat Georgia and Atlanta. At least I do. I'm still pretty sold on it. We barely beat Florida. Yeah, we were in Gainesville, and then Florida just lost to Kentucky. Yes, Kentucky plays Florida year in and year out, harder than any other team they play on a schedule. But you can't look at this one game and say, "Oh my God, Georgia's the best thing since sliced bread." I'll even say Betty White because she was actually born before sliced bread.
That defensive line, they didn't blitz. They didn't blitz against Arkansas. They contained that quarterback and did not blitz.
Again, they don't have to, man. They're super talented. They have great players at literally every level on defense, and that right there is Georgia football, period. I may not be a big fan of Georgia, but I respect the hell out of Kirby Smart and that whole program.
I'm not going to make you book this Georgia-Florida thing right now, but be sure that when that week does come, you're going to have to make that decision. Yeah.
And then Mr. Anthony Brown.
Oh, I ain't booking anything on that.
Right.
He'll be one more pick, one more loss.
He will.
Closer to being right.
Yep.
Just like we said.
Yeah, that would be
3. That will be 3.
That'll be 3. They're going to lose 4 games.
No, I credit to AB. He called Kentucky. You and him both called Kentucky when we were talking that day. I didn't see
Georgia
it.
as well.
I didn't see. Oh yeah, I think so. I think they're going to lose to Georgia.
I think so too. That's going to be, and that's everybody's like, oh well. Here, I already hear the argument in my head. Man, Florida and Alabama. Florida did really well against them, and they're going to completely negate that it was in Ben Hill Griffin Stadium and rocking atmosphere. And if Georgia beats Florida, they're going to be like, well, Georgia beat Florida, and you guys struggle with Florida. They're going to beat you, and they're forgetting all different kinds of factors.
The intangibles.
And it's one of those things, too, as people, we've all played sports, where you play a team once and you beat them one way, and then you'll play another team that just stop, like, for some reason, you can't do what you normally do.
Yeah.
It's like that all the time.
Are we in agreement that the Florida offensive line will be the best offensive line that Georgia will have faced until they play Bama?
Easily.
Oh yeah.
Because they're the number one
sure.
O-line in the country.
Yeah, they will be.
Yeah, by far.
But when they play, that'll be the best O-line. Maybe that's the telltale sign of how they're going to do against Bama.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, I mean, it'll be a telltale sign. You can't be looking at all the different stuff like Jack said, and like I said. You can't say, Bama barely beat Florida. Yeah, we were in a very swampy condition in the swamp.
That was a rough
plays
place to
to
play.
Florida.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are.
And then instant karma came back to Florida, and Kentucky said, "Welcome to our house. We are going to be so loud that you can't hear your quarterback clapping." So let's run this down real quick. Florida had, I think, like 130 something yards in penalties. Most of those false starts because he would clap.
Couldn't hear him.
The offensive line would move before the center snapped the ball because the center couldn't hear the clap.
Yep.
Now, why he didn't go to doing this with the hand signal to the center so that you make sure that doesn't happen?
Oh, where the guard hits him?
Because they want, or where the quarterback, the center's looking back.
Yeah.
Where the quarterback puts his hand down, and so only the center knows. Now, I know why they didn't, because the rest of your offensive line, they don't see the ball snap. They wait. They have to react to the D line moving because they see the ball snap.
It's usually like Jack said, the guard taps the center when the quarterback's getting set, and the center looks up always.
So I'm gonna give you one more to your. Do I think that Florida's going to be the best offensive line that Georgia's seen? Oh, hell yeah. Do you think that they have seen a better defensive line than Georgia's?
Yeah. I was going to say.
That's going to be some men fighting in the trenches.
Bama's pretty up there, too. That D-line for Bama did a good job at the goal line.
Our defensive line, they run a 4-3 in Georgia, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So, they've only seen a nose tackle and a couple of outside linebackers. That Georgia's defensive line is nasty.
Yeah.
And those linebackers are fast.
And regardless of what Camillo thinks, our defense did not play full speed the second half. And now it doesn't matter what you say tomorrow in the Facebook group. Y'all have 2 losses, 1 to Kentucky. So say whatever you want. I'm not even going to respond.
I actually just want to add one more thing. The quarterback for Kentucky was a Penn State transfer, Camillo. Just wanted to let you know, just adding insult to injury. Continue on.
So
there is no insult
in that where he went somewhere else and became a winner.
Just saying. He had to learn in Penn State, and this week just going to sting even more. First the fantasy loss, and now the Penn State quarterback beats him at Kentucky. Like, amazing.
Oh, Jesus. Speaking of big losses, Oregon dropped to Stanford too.
Right? I mean, Stanford, big heart there, bro, because there was a lot of jawing on that Oregon defense and offense. Those Stanford kids held strong. Some BS penalties on that goal line at the end of the game, but
here's my thing. If you're leaving your game up to penalties, you don't deserve to win.
Exactly.
If you don't put your opponent away and you lose, that's your fault. I don't care what team you are.
And Stanford's those boys that upset people a lot of times.
They are. And actually, Stanford, since that one loss, they've gone 4 straight. They've upset 2 or 3 teams.
Is Stanford the NC State of
really
They've upset 3 ranked teams, if I'm not mistaken.
You think about over the years, Stanford has knocked off a lot of people.
They have.
Yeah.
I don't remember the coach, but he's been there a while. The bald guy.
Yeah.
He just got your one boy fired.
Which one?
Was it?
USC. USC.
Yeah.
He should have been fired before the season started.
Oklahoma squeezed out against Kansas State. They were not winning that whole game.
No.
Oklahoma just needs to run into the right team, and I think they're going to take a big fat L.
This week looks good.
Yeah.
They almost lost to West Virginia, too.
Yeah.
I've been saying
Cincy, finally, I want a big thank you, Cincinnati. Thank you. Somebody finally shut up Notre Dame.
I love Brian Kelly press conference. We just didn't play good. You haven't been playing good for 4 weeks.
You still want to execute your entire team there, Brian? Jesus, somebody check in on those guys. Notre Dame, check in, please. Players, let us know you're alive.
Well, we skipped number 4, Penn State.
Twice if you guys need help.
Indiana. Shutout victory against Indiana, might I add. That's okay.
I can't believe you guys were able to get out at home against a dominant Indiana team. Oh, wait. Yes, I can. Why would I highlight that, Nello?
I'm just saying.
What's Indiana's
We highlighted
record?
Everybody else's teams.
You got to start to understand that you don't highlight what you're supposed to do.
Shutout, though? Not
that
1 point?
would be like Jack going to someone on the teller line and going, "Good job, you made that deposit."
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
really
though, 0 goose egg is still big in any sport.
I'll give it that.
You beat a 2-2 team. Congratulations. You guys beat a 2-2 team at home, ranked 4th in the country. Wow.
Hey, 0 points, 0 points.
Hey, everybody at Penn State, enjoy those orange slices and those attaboys, because this week is going to be a tough time for Jew.
They're about to be 3rd in the country. Have they officially moved them to 3rd?
No, they're 4th.
Yeah.
Iowa's 3rd.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Iowa. Sorry, I thought you were referring to Iowa.
Because Iowa won 54-6 or something like that last week.
It's going to really hurt Saturday night when they move Penn State somewhere else after they lose to Iowa.
The Big Ten game I kind of want to highlight is Wisconsin-Michigan. Not for the the game, but what's going on in Wisconsin. Preseason Wisconsin and that quarterback was like you said, sliced bread, was the best thing since Betty White and the invention of sliced bread. Yeah. And that guy fall from grace real fast.
Yeah, that got ugly. I don't know what's going on in Wisconsin.
I know he got hurt. I know he got hurt in the second half, but they weren't moving the ball in the first half either.
Yeah, so Iowa went to Maryland and beat them 51-14.
Beat your boy's brother real bad.
Hey, how about this? Iowa's beaten everybody they've played by 2 scores.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
You nervous?
I mean, I remember how bad Iowa used, like bad as in tough and really good they used to be when they didn't have an offense. They were just such a punchy in the mouth defense. Now they're scoring.
What defense have they played all year?
Well, I could ask the same thing of Penn State.
We have played.
So they beat a ranked Indiana.
Oh, look at that! I thought Indiana was a cakewalk.
What was the score of your game?
They still should be a cakewalk.
24-0.
Theirs was 34-6.
They still scored 6 points on them.
Okay. Well,
they still scored.
Just wait. I can't wait till we get to that game. And they beat Iowa State in Iowa State. So they've played some people.
That's not Iowa State's not ranked anymore because
Iowa State was ranked 9th when they played.
Right, and so Indiana was ranked too, and then they also fell from grace. Then they played Kent State and Colorado State.
Yeah.
And then Maryland.
Hey, you're asking. It's the typical Nello. Excuses for his team, but not for somebody else's.
Now let's just go to Penn State real quick. And
all right, let's go to Penn State. 24-0.
We played Wisconsin week 1, and we won.
Barely.
Ball State, walk. We beat Auburn at home, whiteout game, right?
Yeah.
Villanova.
What happened to Auburn last weekend?
I know Villanova's not one that you just mentioned.
No, I'm just going through the schedule.
So you take Wisconsin, you throw it out. They're now unranked, and we've seen that they're garbage.
Yeah, they
You
fell
take
apart.
Auburn, you throw them out.
Why would you throw Auburn out?
Because they barely beat Georgia Southern.
And then they came back from behind and beat LSU.
Georgia Southern.
I get it, but they also then came from behind and beat LSU in Death Valley, if I'm not mistaken.
If Auburn,
That's true.
if
That's
Auburn
a big
played
game.
IMG Academy right down the road, the way they
Everybody's
played
just
Georgia
knocking Auburn
Southern,
off like
it would
it's a
be
fucking
what's
cakewalk.
them names all over again.
Yeah.
The fake school.
Oh, the Bishop.
Bishop, whatever. They would have got beat.
Bishop Sycamore?
Yeah.
Sycamore.
Auburn would have got beat by IMG if they'd have played like that, like they did against Georgia Southern.
I mean, I think Penn State has had some really massive advantages playing, those teams when they played them. And playing Auburn, I'll give you that. You guys won.
Barely.
At a whiteout on prime time at home.
We led the whole game.
That's
You
okay.
ended up beating them by a touchdown, bro.
8 points.
What's
we
up?
led the
my
whole
bad.
game.
My bad.
Listen, I go ahead and tell you now, Penn State's that they're getting that loss column
Okay.
This week.
Yeah.
I know what we can do for this double or nothing bet. If you're down, you hold the chips. You decide.
You're betting Penn State again?
I'm letting him decide.
Okay.
If I could care less about Penn State.
Wow.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Haters gonna hate.
You do have a bet that you're going to need to repay next week.
It's disgusting. My skin trembles when I think about wearing that ugly, disgusting jersey.
Clemson again, 19-13. I don't mean to mention the bottom, but they dropped out because of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They barely beat Boston College at home. They dropped out. LSU fought hard. UCLA dominated. I know you hate to hear that.
Coastal Carolina.
I picked Baylor this week, man, and they just did not deliver.
Yeah, I picked Baylor too. They couldn't run the ball, and that's their bread and butter. Mike Gundy's got those boys playing good in Oklahoma State.
Yeah. All right, so you want to get into picks for this week? You guys want to go through the college week we got here?
Did I black out
But that
and
last
miss that y'all discussing the Oregon game?
We didn't discuss it. We just talked about how they lost.
I mean, number 3 in the country.
Yeah, to Stanford.
To unranked Stanford. Yes, it was in Stanford. I get it. Big rivals. Two big programs at the same time as of a few years ago. But, man, that was I thoroughly enjoyed watching. I hate watching those West Coast games because, they start at like 11 our time. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that game and kind of dozing off and be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That was a daytime game.
How about speaking of other upsets, Texas A&M dropped too.
Right? I thought the big upset in the West was Arizona State whooping UCLA's ass in UCLA.
What are you talking about?
Arizona State,
I had that backwards.
Yeah.
I said UCLA won. They dropped it.
Yeah, they won by 20.
Oh, my God.
Herm Edwards is doing good in Arizona State, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Love when Chip Kelly throws his playbook down or whatever, the clipboard that he does.
Does he carry around the little green Riddell thing like they did in Waterboy?
I hope it's not green.
That's his magic playbook.
My mama say. All right, we're going to take a really, really quick break, and then we're going to jump into our picks for this week for college football. And then after that, we're getting into the pros. All right, stick around. We'll be right back.
You don't have to get him some cowgirl boots to go with it.
Oh, I've never wore cowboy boots before.
Oh, my gosh. So the bet was finalized during the break. They are going to go double or nothing, and they are going to do it on the Cowboys and the Giants in Dallas.
Stay tuned for the details.
In Arlington. Why would you do that? I could see you picking it in New York. Anyway, let's go to our picks, then we'll get into pros. All right. Okay, so I'm pretty sure, at least I hope, I know where everybody's picking for game one. I know 3 out of 4 at least.
Nello, are you going Bama or Texas A&M?
Who plays for Texas A&M anymore?
Texas A&M. I couldn't tell you one of their stars.
No, I know that defense was good, and then I don't know what happened. Jimbo's losing the rails, I guess. I'm assuming Ryan's going to take Bama too. I mean, that's the pick, I think. I'm not even trying to be cocky with it. That's just the pick. I agree.
Although College Station is tough to play in.
Oh, it's very tough. They got that 12-man thing, and they get loud. They do get loud.
Yeah, it is hard to play there.
I just don't see it this year.
But, the last time we lost in College Station was to Johnny Manziel and Mike Evans, who everybody seems to forget.
Yeah.
Johnny Football.
And let's not forget that Jimbo's done run his mouth this year, and we know how that typically goes for coaches.
Anybody.
Ask Lane about that popcorn.
Yeah.
At least he waited until right before the game so they didn't know about it till it had started.
Right. By the way, I'm surprised we didn't talk about Bama Ole Miss.
Okay, we can talk.
Listen, all I can really say about it is I thought it was going to be a lot more like last year. We have what I think is a much younger team.
Statistically, we do.
Yeah, but we haven't fallen off in talent as much as I thought we had going into the season. Our wide receiver core is right there the way it was last year. Obviously not the same level.
How about our Ohio State transfer? Good Lord.
Yes.
Williams. I think it's Tim Williams.
Yeah, that was a big surprise. Yeah. He's come out hard. Love seeing Jaleel Billingsley keep it up and being there and there more. So with all that, I still, though, was very surprised. That score of 42-21 is not how that happened.
No, those were 14 garbage points.
Yeah. But my favorite thing was it's 4th and 8. It's 35-7. And Saban goes, Kiffin's been going on 4th this whole game?
Yeah.
Let's go and show him how to do that real quick.
And they did convert.
And they converted that.
And I will say this, too. They didn't go for it on 4th for the rest of the game.
Well, they did on what are you talking about, Alabama? Yeah. They did one more time at the very end of the game. And Saban said, because they were asking about it, he goes, I wanted to, yes, the game is at hand, but when it's a 4th and 2, 4th and 3 situation, you want to see your offensive line give you that push that you have to convert that. They didn't. We got something we got to work on.
I really wanted the reporter for CBS, I think it was, at the sideline to, you remember Kindergarten Cop where Schwarzenegger goes, "Who is your daddy?
Who's your daddy?
Does he do?" Yeah. I really wanted her to ask him that.
He said, "Who's your daddy and what does he do?"
Exactly. That would have been amazing. At that point, mic drop. I wouldn't have had to watch the rest of the game.
I just wanted I wanted him to be coming back for a question at halftime, and Herbie standing there with a big tub of buttered popcorn, and be like, "Sup? No, I don't have any questions.
But here's your popcorn."
Yeah. She didn't, but the halftime crew did. Every single one of them had a giant tub of popcorn, and they're like, "Well, we got our popcorn ready, Lane. What happened?"
I loved it. And then Big Al. So
yeah.
I found out the whole story there. So, after halftime in the third quarter, Big Al comes out with this popcorn around them, wearing it around him like it's a suit. And people are like, "How did you get that?
How did you get that so quick?"
They already had it in his little lair. They keep all this stuff because he wears that at basketball games, Alabama basketball games. And so the woman that oversees Big Al and all of his stuff said, "We have a popcorn suit. Go get it." They had an escort to get them back to the same. It's not a far walk, but it would take too long. So they got on a little golf cart, got escorted back, and he had it all ready to go when he came out in the third quarter. It was just the best awesome. Troll ever.
That is awesome.
But yeah, I mean, that's really it, man. They played better than I thought they would. I was very nervous going into that game. I really thought the offensive production from Ole Miss was going to be triple.
The defense played their hearts out. That was a great game defensively for Alabama. Everybody showed up. On the first 2 fourths, they converted it. And then when it mattered, and they went for fourth almost every time they were on their side of the 50, and they fell flat every time. So that defense was flying around. They did good. A couple of things to worry about in the secondary in terms of getting beat deep. But all in all, if the other team doesn't have time to throw, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
No, Ole Miss was outclassed.
Brian Robinson, that was his coming out party.
Oh, for sure.
Over 100 in the second quarter, I believe it was, and he went for something like 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns.
I mean, he was really putting it on.
He was, and it wasn't just because, last year when we played them, both running backs for both teams had these Mack truck size lanes to run through. Both of the offensive lines were doing a great job of that. This year, it wasn't the case. And Robinson, I mean, he was pounding it, man. He was making moves. He had a couple of slow starts to runs to pick the hole. Did a very good job up and down.
Yeah. Thank
God, because unfortunately Jace McClellan's out for the season, who has been a very stud backup.
Yeah.
So that now all we have is B-Rob and our third string guy. He's gotten some reps, but he's nowhere near Jace McClellan. It'll come to it at some point.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Let's get back to our pick'ems. Georgia Auburn. We're all on Georgia on this one. I've got to assume. You picking something crazy, Nello?
No. I mean, I think Auburn is not as bad as you guys make them out to be, but Georgia's defense.
I don't think they're bad as everybody makes them out to be. I mean, they've had some tough situations, but Georgia's just too good. They're going to roll them. All right, here's the big one. Here's the big one that we're all on one, I have a feeling.
What?
And then we've got one person picking.
I mean, first of all, seriously, Penn State's going to go in Iowa City and is going to show all you haters out there, everybody, about what we're about. We're going to win this game. And then, I don't want Bama. I want fucking Georgia.
Okay. You can ask for whoever you want.
I want Georgia. Penn State wins. It's going to be close. It's going to be a field goal. It's not going to be big loss. It's going to be a really tight defensive game. And Penn State squeezes it out by a field goal.
It sucks you ain't going to get either of them because you ain't going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Iowa over here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Iowa hot guys all the way.
Oh, by the way, you could book Penn State winning in Iowa.
Oh, man, you just doomed your team, bro. Why would you do that?
You gotta book Iowa. That's how Penn State wins that one.
No, Penn State's gonna win. I got my Penn State jersey on, which, by the way, thank you for giving it back. You looked really good when you wore it that couple weeks ago. So thank you.
Technically, it never left.
How about that? How about Cincinnati Temple? That one looks pretty obvious.
Cincy.
Yeah, I'm taking Cincy as well. Then we got an interesting one: the Red River rivalry, Oklahoma versus Texas. In Texas.
Funnily enough, I got Texas.
Yeah, I agree with these guys. Texas Sarkisian's got him playing since that back.
So we're all on Texas. That's nice. Oklahoma just they don't intimidate me on screen. They just don't. I don't really care.
They have barely beat so many mediocre teams.
Yeah.
I just don't see them beating a Sarkisian-led Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, this is that game. We talk about how you can't say, oh, they barely beat this team, then this team beat this team. This is one of those games where all that goes out the window.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's like if Alabama goes undefeated as world beaters and we lose to Auburn. Doesn't matter. It's a losing season and everybody's going to hear about it.
Maybe if this game was in Norman, I might take Oklahoma. But because it's neutral, well, kind of neutral, I think Texas.
This is going to be a tough one. So, Ohio State, Maryland, we're all on Ohio State there.
Yep.
And then we got to jump down to a surprise team. The Michigan Wolverines. These guys had their first real test, I think, last week.
Well,
and they
it
won.
was supposed to be.
Yeah. Good for them. I want this makes me want to watch Ohio State, Michigan this year.
It does.
Go blue.
Scott Frost has had a week to prepare. I'll
Go
take
blue.
Nebraska.
Okay. Go blue.
All right, so Nello's taking Neb, and the rest of us are taking Michigan.
Yep.
Got it.
BYU, Boise State. You've been big on Boise State this year.
Yeah,
You
but
staying on that
they
train?
have screwed me all year. Every
You
time
staying
I'm
on that
taking-
train?
I'll take Provo. Give me BYU at home.
I'm taking BYU.
as well.
Same. Michigan State, Rutgers.
Michigan State.
Same here. I think that's easy.
Greg Schiano. Hey, before you say it's easy, Western Kentucky last week put up 31 points against Michigan
Already
State.
said it's easy. You can't go before
Rutgers
that.
is going to win this game in New Jersey.
Okay.
Rutgers is going to win. Okay. All right. Okay.
Jack, MSU.
Yeah.
All right, so Nello's up to 3 that he's the opposite of the 3 of us. That worked well for you 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I can't wait. We need to post what the
I
total
did good in
records
college.
are.
I did decent in college.
Yeah.
I figured
I like that. We did good in college. I did decent in college. I did bad in college.
I did decent in college. That pro schedule last week. Holy shit.
We all know.
I forgot to do my college.
That's
quiz
okay,
last
Scott.
week.
I'm
How
going to
about-
take another $1 from him after
How
this
about
one.
Ole Miss, Arkansas?
How
Where
about
we're looking.
I'm not sure if you meant to say Arkansas or just misspelled Arkansas.
No, I meant to say Arkansas because
Okay.
I was upset from Georgia.
Okay. I
on our
thought so.
on our pick'ems instead of Arkansas, it's Arkansas.
Bro,
I
ain't
thought
gonna
it was
lie,
on
I thought It was a
purpose.
whole new team.
But don't forget the D is right next to the S.
No,
so,
but I
yeah.
promise you I put Arkansas because
Okay.
that was a
All right.
sad offensive performance last week.
I'm taking Ole Miss.
I'll take Arkansas. They got to bounce back. This is a pride game.
Yeah, once I realized that wasn't a typo, I think I'm gonna go Ole Miss as well.
Yeah, I'm going Arkansas because I think Ole Miss is going to have an off week. I think they're going to come back, their tail between their legs a little bit, and they've had 2 weeks to prepare for Bama. So now this is their 1 week on Arkansas. I think they don't really take them seriously, and Arkansas comes in there after having gotten their asses whooped. And they might do the damn thing to Ole Miss. I'm taking Arkansas.
I thought about that for a minute, especially that Bama hangover.
Yeah.
You know, big teams give those teams hangovers, but I just, man, Ole Miss outside of this past week, it's such a high octane offense.
They are. That quarterback's excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, who we got next
The
on
Fighting Irish Executioners versus Virginia Tech Hokies.
I have Vatek.
Yeah.
I'll take Notre Dame. Brian Kelly's going to have those guys ready to play.
Yeah, I'm on Notre Dame as well.
I am at the Virginia Tech side of things. I agree Notre Dame's going to come out hard. I just think Vatek has got something to prove at home. Coastal Carolina versus Arkansas State.
I went CCU. I'm riding that train this
too.
year.
So am I.
I don't know who they
They
are.
still want Bama.
Hey,
never seen
have
them.
you figured out where they play?
Nope.
Still don't know.
Somewhere in
Don't care.
Carolina, but let's
Is it
go,
South
boys.
Carolina
Yeah.
or North Carolina? That's all I want to know. Which side? Which Carolina do they play?
I mean, it could be either, man. I don't know.
is that just?
There's a pretty
I think they're
big.
winning
I
'cause
can't
of the
remember what
mystery.
city it is, but there's a pretty good sized city in North Carolina that's on the coast. There's like a big military base and some other stuff there. So it could be there, or it could be, they could be in Charleston or something.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
so-
we're all on them, Coastal Carolina.
Should we ask Camilo if Kentucky or LSU should win? Should we get a celebrity pick on this?
Who do you guys got winning this game?
I got Kentucky winning the game.
I have Kentucky as well.
Yeah, Kentucky.
I've got LSU.
Oh boy!
I think this is a game that Kentucky won, and they're feeling good. They're riding high, and they're going to go into Death Valley. And I think they take a tough loss. I don't think they beat the hell out of LSU, but I don't think the LSU beats the shit out of them, but they're going to win.
Oh, I like it.
Okay. Wake Forest and Syracuse.
The Demon Deacons versus the Orange Man.
I took Wake.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, this is a toss-up in my opinion. Even I have no idea anything about these two teams until Wake beat Louisville by 3 last week.
Well, Wake also beat Florida State.
That's not saying much.
Statistically, Wake is much better.
Yeah, I'll take Wake there too. Did we get yours?
He said Wake.
Did you pick an arch rival over there?
Yeah, I picked him to beat us. I don't know.
He did.
He's a realist. I love it.
Florida versus Vanderbilt.
Are they bringing the JV team Vanderbilt, or is it still the the top-notch level? What's going on?
I don't think it's going to matter. I think the Gators are miffed.
They're a way better team. They've got something to prove now that they're a 2-loss. Don't forget, if they don't lose another game, that means they beat Georgia. If Georgia loses, Florida still goes to the SEC championship.
Yeah.
If they lose this game or lose to Georgia, but if they were to lose this one, it's out. And Vanderbilt is nothing like Kentucky, especially playing UF. And it's better weather in Vandy.
Yeah, Florida.
They're going to enjoy it.
So Jay Cutler can't come out of the tunnel for Vanderbilt.
This is another big statement game for Florida. They're going after it.
I'm so glad this is the statement game against Vandy.
It is the statement game because they just lost to an unranked. They've got to make a statement. That's what I mean.
You guys gave me crap for Penn State blanking Indiana, and then you come out and say this is a statement game against Vandy.
You're missing the point of why it's a statement game.
I know I am.
Not because
but it shouldn't be a statement game because Vandy's terrible.
Not the appointment. It's not the opponent. It's the fact that you're going out there to show what you can do.
Yeah. As in blow them out of the water.
Yeah,
you're going to see some hard, fast football.
Doesn't matter who it is. This game right here is going to be a tough game playing the Florida Gators.
Does Emory Jones stay behind center, or do they finally bring in AR-15?
So he played a little bit last week. I think you're going to see Emory Jones still starting. I think you're going to see them run Richardson a little more than just that. Oh, Richardson's in the game. He's going to run right outside that tackle right there. He's going to go in that gap right there. He's going to shoot that gap.
So you think they're going to open a playbook?
I think they're going to open it up a little more, but they're going to get some spread on the board.
Okay. You think he gets a whole drive to himself?
I think they're dumb if they don't. If they're up by more than 2 scores in the third or fourth quarter.
If they're up by 21-14 at half, why not give him a half and let him see what you can do?
I got to give it to Dan Mullen for his loyalty to Emory Jones too. Yeah. All right, let's get down this list so we can get into pro stuff. We got Arizona State, Stanford.
I'll take Stanford.
Got Stanford
big win,
too.
bro. They've upset 3 teams ranked.
I'm taking ASU,
and they're back at home. But you were just talking about Herm Edwards getting them going. I'll go with Arizona State.
Yeah.
NC State's not playing this week.
So I got Stanford as well.
Yeah, I like Stanford.
SMU going against Navy.
I've got SMU.
Undefeated SMU, my ad.
That was SMU.
Yeah.
Southern Methodist University, right?
SMU.
I actually had to ask that question. Who the fuck is SMU?
Scrimshaw.
I only knew SMU growing up just because of the death penalty.
The death penalty?
Yep.
That's it.
They ended up getting a 20 for 20 for that. San Diego State. You know what I'm talking about?
I thought it was 30 for 30.
Oh, 30 for 30 it is.
Well, because they cheated so bad, they're only getting 20.
No. I said the 30 for 30 from ESPN.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, San Diego State, New Mexico.
I got San Diego State.
Yeah.
San Diego
Across
State.
the board.
We all took SMU, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all did.
San Diego State.
Florida State, North Carolina. I want to start with Ryan. That's his. Those are his peoples.
No shocker, but I have North Carolina.
Realist, man. Realist. I love it.
Yeah, I have UNC too.
Yep, me too.
Same. And here's this last one. Nello,
Whoa.
explain.
Eastern Carolina, UCF.
Oh, I'm sorry. UCF. I got them winning.
Right.
I have Eastern Carolina.
Me too.
Wait, what? Oh, are you?
Hold on. Let me look at something real quick.
Jesus. I'm sorry.
Home
Hold
of
on.
one of the best running backs ever.
Who's that?
ECU
Mr.
is
CJ2K.
ECU
Oh, really?
is statistically better so far this year.
Hold on. I got to look at that real quick.
Okay.
And I just want to see Gus Malzahn get beat.
Taylor Gabriel's out. If Taylor Gabriel's in this game, USC walks. They're starting quarterbacks out with that bad shoulder injury.
Is ECU home or away?
It's in Orlando.
I'll still take UCF though. Gus Malzahn's a good coach.
Huh?
No, he's not.
That's just because that Auburn hate.
No.
I'm going to stick with UCF. I'm sticking with them.
It's just because the only thing he ever did at Auburn was get lucky and get Cam Newton. As you can see, there was nothing else about his career.
Did he beat Bama? Did he beat Bama?
Was that the Miracle Kick 6 year?
Yeah.
Did he beat Bama?
Oh, no. Miracle Kick 6 year was not Cam Newton.
That was the senator guy.
Cam Newton came back from down 3 touchdowns in the second half in the Iron Bowl and beat the bejesus out of us in the second half.
So Gus Malzahn did beat Bama then.
A lot of people have beat Bama.
I just wanted to make sure.
Do you know how many seasons Alabama's won a national championship
who didn't beat Bama?
As an undefeated team?
Do you know
how many?
Bama, I don't think.
You want to go all the way back through Joe Pa's career?
No, let's go
I'm pretty
recent.
sure there's a victory over Alabama at some point in that career.
I don't think so. Even in the Citrus Bowl, I think it was 1917.
All right, anyway, let's get back. Let's finish that conversation.
Oh, the big game of the week, guys. Are you ready?
We're not even going to dignify this by fucking.
I'm not.
Are you freaking kidding me?
I just want you to spit your case about it,
bro. The number one quarterback prospect in the college ball right now.
He's not. He's not.
Oh my gosh. Liberty, Middle Tennessee State. We got to pick it. It's on the sheet.
I picked Liberty.
There you go. Thank you.
Quote the great Morgan Freeman, I don't have to do nothing but stay black and die.
Oh, my gosh.
I am not picking this game.
I want to do that too.
I thought his name was Nelson Mandela.
I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna stay black and die.
Yeah.
I just take Liberty. The whole point is the big game is this kid's balling out in Liberty. Yes, no name's cool. He's got the numbers to prove that he's doing a good job. Why are we not giving him any club?
Are we going to do high school picks too?
We could.
Jeez.
We could do Bishop Sycamore's schedule if you really want.
Next week I'm French to have my children wrestle. We're going to bet on that one.
No. So you got the Azalea Bulldogs or the Countryside Cougars?
Yeah, I'll take the Northeast Raiders.
1986, Penn State beat Alabama 23-3.
Woo!
There you go.
Good job, Joe Pa.
It didn't look anything like when we used to play Alabama versus Penn State.
However,
NCAA.
one of Paterno's biggest regrets.
Still one of my worst losses.
They played Alabama and lost 4 years in a row. The last 4 years that Bryant coached, because Bryant retired after the '82 season, and he died 6 months later. And he never got to beat Bear Bryant, even though he has more wins overall. Obviously, more seasons coaching, but there you go. So, yes, he has beat Alabama, along with a long list of other. As a matter of fact, last time I checked, Louisiana Monroe beat us Saban's first year during our homecoming game.
Did they? I don't know.
And then he lost every game after that.
But my thing is your hatred for Gus Malzahn is because of that loss.
No, my hatred for Gus Malzahn is he acted like he was hot shit when the only thing he did was have Cam Newton. That's the only year he did anything. And I don't like coaches that try to ride that as if they're somebody good.
Yeah, well,
I have Liberty. What do y'all got?
They all took Liberty. We all telling you this kid is good. This quarterback's good. They're talking about him going number one.
It's not going to matter.
It's either Liberty or it's death.
It's not going to matter. I'm not doing that. All right, we're going to take one more break. Then we're going to review NFL from last
fantasy
week.
Football, maybe.
We can talk a little fantasy football.
Yeah, let's talk
this guy
some
gets
fantasy
one win and
football.
Jack
Two wins. Thank
Jack
you.
just wanted to kind of gloss
2 wins.
over that.
It's not the win. It's who I beat.
Wow.
Fair.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and then we'll hear about how Nello beat somebody.
How bad I beat him. Oh, wow. You're dirty.
Oh, boy.
You're dirty.
See how that works?
You're so dirty.
Welcome back to the Cigar City Sports Podcast. Getting ready to talk some NFL action from last week. Let's start with the abysmal Thursday night Jaguars and Bengals.
That wasn't abysmal. That was a really good game up until the end. Joe Burrow coming back, leading that team from behind, 14 points down. The Jacksonville Jaguars came out in the first half and were ready to play.
There wasn't a whole lot to say about it other than the comeback.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. It's a
Trevor Lawrence looked
winless
really good.
team that played half of football and a pretty good team that played half of football. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah. What games did you guys watch this week?
I heard that Meyer got a lap dance at halftime.
Stop pinning this on the Jaguars. We know you want to say you saw Tennessee, New York.
Bro, that was fucking terrible.
That was a game that I did not enjoy watching.
Me either.
I turned it off before the halftime. I was like, this is just atrocious.
Yeah.
It should have been a blowout.
Missing Julio, though, and who's the other guy?
A.J. Brown.
Anthony Brown.
Didn't you say
AJ.
when we were on break 5 minutes ago that the New York Jets was the top-rated pass defense?
In fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which relates to a mediocre defense on the field, which the Tennessee Titans were missing weapons.
Rushing defense, it's one of the worst. But that's
Julio,
in fantasy. That's only in fantasy points allowed. That's not in overall ranking.
Derrick Henry still went 156 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, they're like, I
That's
think
Derrick Henry.
They may be the
Should've been
32nd in fantasy in points allowed by runners, but that has nothing to do with where they rank overall statistically in football.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't want to start Cordero Patterson, because he's a wide receiver. Let's be honest.
Well, let's talk about that fantasy football now, shall we? How'd you guys do this week?
Oh, man. I was winning until late Sunday night. And then I figured out that who's that you had going Sunday night? I know whoever he was.
That Austin Eckler.
No. That was Monday.
You're talking about Sunday night.
That's where you got some garbage points that I didn't think you were going to get, and you were going up against Mike Evans, who was killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. Speaking of which, what does Tom Brady have against Godwin? Bro,
Listen,
like,
the guy, if
you didn't throw him the ball at all.
he did kind of later in the game, but then it was raining so hard that Godwin couldn't do what Godwin does in space and really make just a simple little move. But yeah, no, Jacoby Myers, he did his thing. He's their number one receiver.
Honestly, Ryan, if I'd be mad at somebody, I'd ask Big Ben what the hell his problem is missing Juju Smith-Schuster in the end zone twice.
Yeah, it was not great.
Yeah, that one was terrible too. I just got murdered this week. Like, no wide receivers wanted to do anything for me.
We're going to have to give credit where credit's due over here. This gentleman next to me is undefeated.
Yeah.
He is.
Rocking and rolling with 71 points on my bench.
And I was going against, who was he going against? No, that wasn't John Myers.
Jacoby Myers. Was that? Yeah, I mean, he got me 16.
Yeah, he was the one who was keeping you in the game.
In a lackluster game Sunday, because I think I needed 10 more. Yeah, I was down by 10 going into Monday night, and you had Raiders kicker, and I had Austin Eckler.
Yeah. And Austin Eckler was like, yeah, this game's fun. I want to play.
Yeah, which, I mean, until that last touchdown before the half, I was getting a little nervous. Yeah. I was like, whoa.
Because that kicker's put up double digits every week. And this week, the Chargers defense was just too much.
Let's talk about Jameis Winston, your quarterback there. What'd he do? It was just good old Jameis.
Wait, whoa. I need you to add some context onto my quarterback.
That's what I was asking you. No, we're talking fantasy. We're talking fantasy only. He was your quarterback this week.
Sat him
he started
against that Chargers defense. I was thinking about Derek Carr in my head. I sat Derek Carr and started Jameis thinking that he would be able to convert. But he does what Jameis Winston does. He fails when you start to believe in him.
The only good thing about that, it was a wash.
Said that already this year. You're like, I'm going to put him in week 2. And he did it to you. And fool me once.
Yep.
Shame on you.
Yeah,
fool me twice.
Fool me twice, waiver wire, baby.
But it was a wash. Carr would have.
Like Ryan said.
Carr got me more points, but he's also been.
No, they're both 13.
Yeah, they both did 13.
Oh, he threw a pick. He threw a pick.
Going into the week, all day you take Jameis against the Giants.
Absolutely.
Over Carr against that Chargers defense.
Yeah.
That was a smart decision.
Absolutely. I mean, hindsight, not knowing what happened, I would have started Winston too.
Yeah.
Listen, I almost put Cordero Patterson in over DeAndre Swift, and that would have gotten me another 26 points.
That would have lost if it wasn't for that guy.
That would have made this an embarrassing game for me had you thrown Cordero Patterson in there. And I don't even have anybody on my bench that can compete with that. So, Anyway.
Hold on real quick. Let's and then my game versus my friend Camilo.
Uh-huh.
Camilo, how you doing? How you feeling? Was 104-59. The game was over by like 2:30. 59 point to Ruse.
I'm going to remind you all that was my week 1, if not worse.
Right. I just want to say by the time
next 2 weeks, which we haven't had a chance to report on, I believe I was the scoring leader.
You were. In Camilo's defense, he does have 3 gentlemen that were out, okay? He didn't exactly have a great bench to pull from for this past week.
They had A.J. Brown, Chase Claypool, and Gronk.
All out. Studs. 3 studs.
Right, I played with Trey Sermon, Mike Williams, who didn't. Apparently, he's like, I don't need to play today. And then the Cincinnati defense, who said, Trevor Lawrence, let's make him look good on national television.
You're just going to discount A.J. Brown, Chase Claypool, and Rob Gronkowski and move on to other things?
Absolutely, because the scoreboard here is 59-104. I just want to let you know.
You earned it.
So W for me, and let's go back to Camilo's record of goose egg and a cuatro. That is 4 for people who no hablas español.
I really hope in my heart of hearts that Camilo's sitting there and it's an Angels in the outfield situation and they come back to beat you. You'll both be unbearable. You both will be unbearable humans to be around. Because Nell's going to be like, hey, who won? You're going to be like, I won first.
Facebook goes down for that whole week.
Yeah.
No, I just poke fun. I just love it. I love shit talk. I love it.
It absolutely, it's one of your strong suits. Oh, man.
So stay humble.
So what did
go Gators?
What did we watch? So stay humble, go Gators. Wow. I got a chance to see some of the Carolina-Dallas game.
I was watching the Eagle game. I was very curious. Andy Reid's return to Philly. He won 100 games he's the only coach to win 100 games with two organizations.
Franchises.
And I just wanted to see what the Eagles did after that embarrassing loss. I knew we were going to lose. I thought we played a hell of a game. We were in the red zone 3 times.
You didn't have to say it on air, but you did go against the Eagles.
Yeah, absolutely, I did.
Yeah,
I knew we're not going to beat Kansas City, but I wanted to see it be a game, and it was. If we don't get those 9 points and we get 21, it's a good game. Yeah. I like the play calling. Our defense sucks. We can't stop the run.
So how did we do this week in terms of pick'ems, Nello? Can you tell me?
Well, I don't know. Scott said something about 4 games. I'm going to go back and look at this again and recount them. So
I didn't do well. I only got 9.
I hit Cincinnati, Washington won, Buffalo won.
Okay.
Kansas City won, Seattle won, Tampa won, and the Chargers won.
The one that killed me was the Rams. The Rams killed me.
See, that was a toss-up for me, and I
hit 7. I was 7-9.
The Rams' defense over Arizona's offense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Rams and the Titans were both ones that I thought, those are shoe-in victories, I thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, hey, Arizona is coming on strong the last 2 weeks. The Titans should have just won. I know their top 2 wide receivers were out, but still.
Oh, that's not an excuse.
They should have won.
Goddamn Jets.
I know.
You said you watched the Carolina-Dallas game. What'd you see?
I saw a Carolina team that I knew was going to get tested, and I quite honestly haven't seen a full Carolina game this year. But what I saw for the first half of the game, I was really impressed with. Their defense is scary, man. They fly around. They're making a lot of tackles, and Darnold is better than I thought. I just don't know what it is they could be missing. Maybe not having their all-star running back Christian McCaffrey in the game, because if he was, might have gone a different way.
Oh yeah, I think so. He might come back this week.
You could definitely tell that they miss him, because even if he doesn't have much production, the defense is going to do a lot to try to game plan for him if he's going to be in.
But DJ Moore has been ridiculous. So
yeah.
Do you know what I don't understand about the Panthers is why get rid of Dan Arnold? They don't really have an inside guy to catch the ball. Why get rid of a good tight end? He's a good tight end. He can catch the ball. Why get rid of him?
I wasn't in the meeting. It was above my pay grade. But I will tell you something.
I know they needed a corner, but it just doesn't make sense.
Dak in the Cowboys offense, that's a scary team right now. This 28-36 is not really what the game was. Dallas was way out ahead. Their defense played really well. Trayvon Diggs had 2 picks. I mean, their defensive line was flying around. It was good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, CeeDee Lamb wasn't throwing the ball a lot there, too. So, fuck you on that, too, Dak. Thanks a lot.
Hey, when Gallup gets back,
Yeah.
then it's really going to be tough.
Yeah.
Cleveland beat Minnesota. I had
That was
going
close.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
That was real close. Like, Minnesota just couldn't get the ball in the end zone. Dalvin Cook couldn't get anything going. That Cleveland defense, boy, oh boy.
Hurting people.
I wasn't really surprised that they held him to a touchdown. I was surprised that they only put up 14.
Yeah.
There's got to be something. I mean, something's going on in Cleveland, right? You can't just put up more than 14.
Joe Mixon was out, right? Was he out?
That's
Joe
Cincinnati.
Mixon, Cincinnati. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, Chubb and Kareem Hunt were both there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised that they
Jarvis Landry was out. They still, I mean, Baker
Still, though,
Mayfield
14.
missed throws.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he had OBJ wide open at the end when it was like 1:30 left in the game, and he just missed him. OBJ catches that ball, it's a touchdown, it's 21-7, game's over. So maybe it's Baker.
aside from a couple of games that I know we're going to talk about in a little more detail, you know, the Bucs game and this Saints upset, was there any other game other than those two that drastically surprised you?
No. One note though from the Green Bay Pittsburgh game, I think Big Ben is done.
Yeah.
I was watching him wince just making normal throws. It's because he's taking a lot of damage. He's an older guy. And he's never been a guy to take the hit and crumble, right? I mean, Big Ben takes a lot of hits, and he takes them hard because he's a big dude. But he looked so bad. And I feel bad for Juju Smith-Schuster because I think a couple of touchdowns were definitely missed by him. But another guy that's going to get hurt is Najee Harris. Because he's getting the bulk of all the work because they're easy dump-offs or something like that, or they're running the ball.
Yeah,
that guy, I hope he makes it through the first year unhurt.
I'll tell you a game that surprised me, that Ravens-Broncos game being that bad. I know Teddy Bridgewater was out with the concussion, but I just thought maybe the Denver defense could hold them back, and I guess I was wrong.
No. Lamar Jackson actually threw the ball very well. I mean, that 51-yard bomb to Hollywood Brown, I mean, if he can throw the ball, then that changes a lot.
I think this whole week in, week out of people publicly dogging him for not being a passing quarterback, I think he's starting to be like, all right, okay, let me talk to coach. Let's show him a little bit. You know, they're not going to risk a game on something to be just to prove people wrong, but, I mean, I think we're going to see him throwing a lot more.
So you think it's motivating him to get the pass game going?
I think so. I mean, you know, I've said it before. He's not the greatest passing quarterback, but he makes up for it with his legs. But I think I think we're going to see some more.
Had Denver beaten anybody really, really reputable before them?
No.
Thank you.
But they did have a staunch defense, though. They did.
They're still stopping offenses.
Yeah.
So I have a question about that game, and then we can go on and talk about everything. They broke the record at the end with like 3 seconds left, and Fangio is not happy. If you're coaching that team and you got the game in hand, do you do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Ryan?
The kick?
No. With the rushing, the 100 yards of rushing.
Tied the 100-yard rushing in a game streak,
like 41 or 43.
Whatever it is. They ran for 5 yards just to get it. Actually, they tied it. They tied the streak with that, and that's why they did it. And then the Broncos coach was like, "You're risking player injury." And but come on, dude.
He's like, I knew that's the type of coach he is. I knew he was going to do that. That's just how he is. I agree.
Why were you thinking about it then? Yeah. Why were you thinking about the record for him? Since that was the situation, because anybody's going to say, do we want to make history in the sport that we grew up wanting to play? Yeah, we all do.
Absolutely.
And these guys are like, risk my injury? What do you think I am? I'm out there all game.
Exactly.
60 minutes. And so since I can lay off on you, you want me to?
No.
Nah, I get paid to hit people out here.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer of whatever happens in that 60 minutes happens in that 60 minutes. You don't like it, stop it.
And they've already powder puffed the game enough. Yeah. If they want to go for the record, hell, if they are in the same position this week, do it again.
Yep.
All day.
They're going to be, and that team in that locker room is probably like, F them, dude, we're getting it.
And I want to take a page out of Jack's book. Stop me. Stop him.
Tell
Stop
you this: if I'm Harbaugh,
stop him.
Yeah.
I'm sending Coach a box of tampons.
Yep.
Because that was the bitchest thing a coach could ever say is you're willing to risk players on a little 5-yard run play. Really?
Yeah. It's the NFL. This ain't Little League.
Remember when we were talking about coaches in the beginning of the year? How about John Harbaugh this year? That fourth down, going for it, telling Lamar what he want to do, and like
that's huge. That's huge. The trust between the quarterback and the coach, and him asking him and finally saying, "Yeah, do it." Because sure, Lamar's been the guy, but he hasn't been that guy. He's not Aaron Rodgers where the coach goes, "What do you think?"
Yeah.
He's still being told the plays and running what he needs to run, no matter what level he was playing at. But for that coach to go out there and go, "Hey, man, this is your team. It's on you. I trust you. What you want to do, we're doing." And that's helping Lamar's confidence in every facet, probably even, when he's out there throwing the ball for 50 yards.
And now look on the flip side. Yes, I know Mac Jones is a rookie, but you're in piss and rain. It's a soggy field.
55 degrees.
Been raining nonstop and hard the whole second half. You got a 50-yard field goal, or you go for it on 4th and 3 with your rookie quarterback that has been moving the ball well against a very tough defense, and you'd like to try to make a 50-yard kick.
56.
Or it was 56. 56-yard kick in the pouring down rain, and so you don't put your faith in there. And the all-wise Bill Belichick opted to do that and lost the chance to.
It was a minute left too.
To keep history, to keep Brady from being the fourth quarterback to beat every other team beat every team in the league.
And you know what the thing is? I think to Brady it was more going back to New England and winning. Like that was the only thing that mattered to him.
Yeah,
not the being the first person or the person to beat all the other teams. He needed to go back and show Bill Belichick because people say, "Oh, he had the chance to stay." I'm sure he did.
I think it was Brady wanted the world to see that Brady is Brady with or without Belichick because everybody called him the system quarterback, and he proved it that. It's not a system. It's the player.
Did he prove it?
I don't know, man. He won the Super Bowl last year.
Man, it was pouring down rain. You got to think, man. Think about what is in Brady's mind.
See, and that's the thing is people talk about pouring down rain. How many times have people gone to Foxborough and there's been snow up to your knees?
Oh,
ask the Raiders.
I get it.
But,
you
know what I mean? So a little rain in Foxborough is supposed to stop the goat.
You talk about a psychological roller coaster of being Tom Brady where his entire career has been there in New England. All the people that he's loved his entire football career. And one of the beat reporters for the Bucs said after the game, Belichick went into the Bucs locker room by himself, unattended, and pulled Brady off to the side, and they were in a room off to the side when he posted it on Twitter, he had been in there with him for 20 minutes.
Yeah, after the game.
So that, I mean, whatever you've been reading about all the BS and all the infighting that they supposedly have had, both of them have said, you can't take this one thing out of context, right? And that is a very close to father-son relationship there. You got to give it that. I mean? Yeah.
It's a long time.
We all saw Robert Kraft and how much they hugged and they talked before the game.
So think about all of that type of relationships on Brady's mind going into this game.
See, I give credit to Belichick, who knows Brady better than anybody.
Yeah.
And definitely bottled him up. That dude did not look the same.
All the blitz schemes they were running at him, they were coming from every direction of the field. There was it was so many different blitz schemes.
He was hiding blitzes very well. There were blitzes coming. I didn't even know. I couldn't see it till he was behind the line.
Everybody knows you get a guy within 3 yards of Brady in the backfield, he's going to start panicking. He does. Now, typically you got a good play call and he's got a good arm and he's going to put it where it needs to be. But if that guy's covered, oh boy, he panics. We all know that.
Like, Belichick's like, look, find the mic now over there, Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it?
I know we talking about the Bucs. We're all Bucs fans. I agree. Great win.
Well, you watch your goddamn mouth.
Okay, that's fine. But we got to look at the other coin. Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Mac Jones is a superstar in the making.
He showed it right there.
The iron will, the iron nerves, just stone cold, like throwing the ball, not giving a fuck.
Did you see?
Okay, and I listened to a show earlier today that actually made a great point. One, it's your rookie facing Tom Brady. You're expected to lose.
Yeah.
You got nothing to lose right here.
I agree.
So, I mean, and he didn't do anything but manage a game. And like you said, when the game's on the line, 4th and 3, he didn't let him go for it.
He threw
Kick
a pretty
field
good
goal.
game. Did you see some of the monster hits they got on him?
Yeah.
Just wide open linebacker, full speed.
And he was
Speaking of-
still
speaking
throwing
of-
the ball.
Happens to
Joe
people all the
Tryon
time.
got an almost unabated sack.
Yeah.
And I took that one hurt me.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to Justin Fields. We're not out here singing his praises.
Justin
You know what
Fields,
You take,
I mean-
you take a hit. That's what you're supposed to do. It's football.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he's playing the reigning Super Bowl champions and the greatest quarterback of all time.
Who's returning to his stadium
Yeah.
after 20 years.
In one of the most hostile environments, Foxborough.
I will say this. I did appreciate, one of y'all said it earlier, I did
Me.
appreciate, yes, that they celebrated him and applauded him before the game.
When he came out for warm-ups.
Yep, and once that clock started, all bets are off, buddy.
Yeah, he started walking out for the opposing offense and got such a resounding boo.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And I think
Kudos
he,
to the
and
New
he
England
respected
fans.
it, dude. He did. You know, Brady's like, this is football right here.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I've reaped the benefits for 20 years. Might
So-
as well be on the other side of it.
So, fourth quarterback to beat every team. Took over the all-time passing yards, in which they gave him a little blurb on the big screen.
Now, it was a PowerPoint presentation with two pictures that were really old, one really old and one really new, and they just said no record, and they handed him the football and said, go hand that to your friend over there. We're starting the game back up.
Well, Belichick did say that he wasn't going to, there was going to be no celebration.
It was clear then, but the magnitude of that game,
Breeze is on
man.
the sideline
Instant
dressed
classic.
up.
We were talking about it earlier.
It
Yeah,
was.
it's instant classic.
Breeze is like, it only
Oh,
took
yeah.
you 2 more seasons, but good job.
Hey, and the thing, man, the thing I love about Breeze, such a stand-up guy, man.
Yeah.
He had said, and I listened to, they interviewed him during the week, and he was like, I'm just glad I get to be there. Because they're really good friends. You know, on Breeze's last game,
Yeah.
in the playoffs, him and Brady sat there. Brady threw the ball with Breeze's kids, and they sat there and talked for a little bit. Because he hadn't announced it, but everybody knew. And, Breeze was like, man, I'm just glad I get to see it. Records are meant to be broken. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a stand-up dude.
I agree.
How about the fact that Tampa Bay is now got a "we're hiring" sign outside of the DB's locker room?
Yeah.
We lost Carlton Davis for a long
Come on,
time.
go get my cleats.
Yeah,
Man, I'm a little worried,
yeah.
to say the least.
I have a feeling we are going to get into a bit of a panic mode if we're wanting to stay relevant to move deep into the playoffs or deep into the season. If we're willing to take a couple L's to wait for these guys to come back, maybe. But, I mean, missing Sean Murphy-Bunting and Jamel Dean and Carlton Davis, those were our DBs last year that weren't playing safety.
Yeah.
Okay, but Sherman as a stopgap isn't a bad signing.
Listen.
If Brady can get the most out of Sherman like he does every other veteran that's come on that team, you guys could still be stopping people.
Why does Brady have to get the most out of Sherman?
Yeah.
Well, he gets the most out of
Sherman is
veterans.
Richard Sherman.
It's a leadership thing. It's look at what he's done with Antonio Brown. Look, I mean, don't forget Sherman had a mental breakdown. 2 months ago?
Yeah, well, he was
Yeah,
getting
I mean,
arrested.
I
look
get
at Leonard
that.
Fournette.
I
He got
mean-
cut by the Jags, and he came to Tampa, and he got his shit together.
Yeah, that's one thing.
And then
but I mean,
Ndamukong Suh, same thing. I'm not saying Brady helps him, but there's something about Brady off the field that he responsibilizes him. He gives him the responsibility and
And everybody in the locker room will back that up. Those guys will tell you that. I mean,
I
it's
get that,
Brady
but you're
brings
also
his lunch, and
talking-
he wants you to bring yours too. He don't he don't keep no wreck with no bullshit.
Yeah, but you're talking about a guy who's already won Super Bowls. You know what I mean? Like,
But what he's talking about is
Beat him.
you're talking about a guy that you better than. We can send a trash receiver like Crabtree at him.
But
You know what I mean?
But he's talking about Sherman being the guy in the locker room to this young secondary. That's what he's talking about. If you don't have that leadership, then who is Sherman really? He's not the best man-to-man coverage
No,
guy.
not at all. Like
he's
I said, I've said
older.
that before.
Yeah, he's slower.
And they picked on him just like I said they would do when
Yeah.
he's out there and
But
and
if
expose him.
if he gets in that leadership role and brings these guys around him up, which we don't know if he would or not,
He's still going to be a good fourth corner when these guys come back.
yeah.
He's
I mean,
not
they
going to
could-
be. He's not going to be a fourth corner. He's going to take another side, and Bunting and Dean
He'll
will
be out
move
there.
into the rotating nickels. He's not going to sit for those guys.
No.
And I will say this for Sherman: I was impressed with his play. Now
For
he
coming
got
off
caught.
the street.
Yeah, right. 2 weeks in camp, if that. he got caught on a couple of deep in routes, which if you know anything about the way Sherman plays, that's designed to beat his zone because he's always got a linebacker backing up or somebody there. So he always plays that deep zone. So when they do those deep ins, he's so used to going backwards, they usually cut it and beat him, which happened to him twice. But other than that, he was a presence I haven't seen on Tampa for a while as a corner willing to go up and make the tackle in the backfield.
Yeah.
And Sherman was flying around, going after running backs, making big hits. I thought he played his ass off.
I didn't think he was going to be as fast.
Yeah.
I really didn't. He said he was in great shape. He said he was in football shape, and he looked like it. He did look at it. But yeah, this is going to be big because you got to remember last season, other than Vita Vea, who was a big multi-game injury?
You didn't,
that was it.
That's one of the things they were talking about. One of the reasons why you guys had a good run at winning is that you suffered no injuries.
Yeah. I mean, they stopped Belichick's running game that Sunday. Damian Harris, Rashawn Stephen Moore, whatever his name is, stopped him. Belichick lost the game when he became one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Your defensive front seven did its job.
And trying to kick a 56-yard field goal.
What's he going to do? He's no other chance. He's got no other chance.
4th and 3,
What?
you
You could have gave it to the savior, Mac Jones, the superstar.
That is a quick slant. You need 3 yards, quick slant all day. Quick slant all day. That's what you do. Look at
what happens if they don't get it? Then you guys say, "Why'd you go for it? Should have kicked the field goal." I mean, hindsight's 50-50.
No, because
Nick
then
Folk,
2020.
Didn't you say Nick Folk had missed? 36?
36 kicks in a row he had
but
made.
not 56 yards in piss and rain.
Damn, Justin Tucker went 66 in Detroit to win the game on a doink that went his way.
Bro, that's Justin Tucker.
Folk still had good numbers too.
You talking about the guy who missed 3 in a row for the Bucs that one game?
Yeah.
My buddy Lily just showed that clip to me this right before I came here.
You want to talk about
Dude
kickers?
missed 3 in a row.
How's Bullock doing?
Bro,
that was a disgusting miss.
Yeah, it was.
For the Jets game.
Sam Fickens needs to get his ass unhurt.
I do want to talk about one more game that I think is very important.
So do I. I know what you're going to bring up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That game in L.A., the video game, the only undefeated team in the NFL.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So we had this conversation earlier with another guy who follows the page and I hope listens. He said,
James.
I don't remember his name right now. I'll have to look. But he was saying that Kyler Murray's a flash in the pan.
Wasn't like Bittner, was it?
No, Bittner only really likes to talk Georgia.
Yeah, Bittner's our.
We want Georgia, by the way. Just saying.
But God damn it, you lost my train of thought.
It was Pete Zilzalniak.
He's talking about Kyler's a flash in the pan.
Yeah. Thank you. So what's your serving size to where you say he's a flash in the pan? Because he has gotten consistently better throughout his seasons, throughout his time. Almost every single category he has improves. Not to mention, year one, he was sacked 45 times or something ridiculous. I mean, he's obviously learning how these defenses are going to come at him and be able to move out the way. And it's like you said before we hit record, Arizona has put some studs around him. I mean, that team might be scary.
You take I had forgotten that he was the first overall pick. I thought it was just like a top 5 pick. You take a first overall pick. So what do you know about that team? They're garbage. That's why they're the first pick, right? Nobody trades up for the first pick. Costs too much. Happens way too rare. They are putting people around them. And they're still adding defense as well. That's the big thing. Is they're not just having this, outgun everybody offense with all these weapons. They are putting a good defense together. They're doing a phenomenal job in Arizona.
They stopped one of the best offenses in the league.
Yeah.
That made the Tampa Bay defense look not silly, but not as good.
The Tampa Bay defense, I've said it on this show before, is that our strength is our front seven. Our secondary is terrible.
Yeah.
So people don't need to run the ball on us to beat us. They can throw and do it. That defense that you're talking about, they looked much better. The Arizona defense.
But Arizona's Achilles heel was that people were throwing on them too, isn't it? Their front seven is very good.
Yeah, but
their secondary, besides what's the safety's name? Buda Baker.
I'm not going to sit here and say their secondary.
No, I didn't say it's trash. I'm saying
like the Bucs.
Yeah,
I think
that
it's
Achilles
better
heel
than the
of
Bucs.
the defense.
But I mean, yeah,
They're also undefeated, so they can do it on both sides.
I just think
they're just clicking on all levels. Like I said when we were talking before the show started, picking up James Conner for the power back for the in the goal line carries.
Chase Edmonds.
Giving Chase Edmonds the slant option where he catches out of the backfield or does the quick running. D-Hop, Christian Kirk, AJ Green, Rondell Moore. I mean, they are stacked. And they have a tight end, Max Williams, who came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that team is stacked. Cliff Kingsbury is my only question, because when you kick a 70-yard field goal because Matt Prater says he can do it, and then they return it from 107 for a touchdown, you got to start thinking, what are you thinking?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is going to be a big season. I think they expect to win their division. They expect to win a playoff game and be in the conversation. So we'll see where they are at the end of the year. As we all know, we're only 4 games in.
Let's also not gloss over the fact that they beat the Rams without really going to Hopkins much.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy.
I mean, you
ran.
Still got this other dude over here that you could have gone to if things got a little hairy.
Yeah.
They got into goal line situations and ran on one of the best defensive lines in the league. James Conner. Like, everybody in Pittsburgh thought James Conner was dead, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a good game for him, but we'll see if he keeps it up.
Anybody want to talk about Monday night, or do we want to move it to
let's move into
Let's
our
move
picks.
it on. That game kind of went the way it went.
Yeah.
The way it's supposed to go.
But that defense, Chargers defense, who would have thought?
Derwin James,
good.
Joey
They're good.
Bosa.
They're
man.
good. Yeah. They're
Scott Sweet. It's pick time, baby. $1 for the wall of shame next week. You were already on it once. You're going to go on it again, boy.
We're going to be like one of them bars with dollars all over the wall and ceiling.
Well, not
That's
at
what
my
I do in the
house, we're
kitchen.
not.
In the kitchen,
somewhere, someone's wall will be the wall of shame. You know what, Scott? Put $1 on your own damn wall.
No. I'm gonna buy like a
go
plaque.
to Tony and Nello's, eat dinner, and put $1 on the wall.
I'll take a picture of my wall of shame. There is a wall of shame in my kitchen with all my staff. I do. I'm up there too. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
Yeah, it's got to be back of the house. That's a classy establishment. Can't be out front.
Well, okay.
All right. Let's take another quick break, and then we're gonna get into our picks for this week. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to Nello.
It sounds good when Scott Sweet goes on the board for 2 weeks in a row. My Venmo is I'm gonna be rich on Venmo by the time I'm done with Scott.
All right. Last segment, we're going to go into picks for this week. Boy. It's a tough one.
This is an interesting week.
Yeah. All right. Let's get it started. Rams in Seattle.
I'm going Rams.
Taking the Seahawks.
Think they're staying hot?
Yeah.
This was a tough game for me. On one hand, it's the Seahawks out there in Seattle. And on the other hand, it's the Rams coming off of their first loss, ready to prove something. I went Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the addition of Josh Gordon now, too.
I think they're going to be mad. But I worry about the Seahawks is that Tyler Lockett.
Josh Gordon is not playing in Seattle.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My bad. He used to play.
Tyler Lockett's been quiet 2 weeks in a row. I have him in some of my fantasy teams. The Seahawks look great. Chris Carson disappeared. They got Alan Collins came in last week, but I don't know. The Rams are going to be angry. They're going to be pissed off that loss happened last week. I'll take the Rams.
Okay. Jets in Atlanta.
I got the Falcons.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did we all take the Rams?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Ryan took Seattle.
All right. See, I wasn't sure. That's why I was asking. My bad.
Jets going into Atlanta.
I've got Falcons.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah, same here. Falcons.
I don't know, man.
He don't
my God.
No.
He's a little worried. He's like,
What is
crap.
going on?
They all three took them.
Last week it was a lock. Yeah, man. You saw how that went. No, I'm taking the Falcons, too.
Getting nervous.
I've been hurt before.
Lions, Vikings.
I got the Vikings.
Yeah,
Vikings.
The
I agree.
Detroit Lions, are their bellies full of kneecaps yet? I swear.
They just can't stop.
They haven't won a single game. That's got to be a lot of kneecaps. It's got to be, Coach, I'm tired of kneecaps, okay? Can we have something else? No, we need kneecaps. We got knocked down. We got to get back up and bite one off. Coach, I'm so full of kneecaps. Please, for the love of God, make it stop. No, man, we fell down again.
They're not that far off, though. They're playing decent. They're not good. They're playing decent, though, for a team with no talent and a lot of injuries.
Yeah, I like them. I want them to win, just not this week, not in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota needs to win. They're 1-3. Losing today puts them behind the 8 ball for the playoffs.
Right on. The Saints versus the football team.
I got Washington.
Still got the Saints, man.
Still riding the Saints, baby. Yeah. I went with the Washington football team. We've seen them both this year, and I think I want the football team.
I take the Saints. Too many injuries on the Washington football team's defense, starting linebacker, starting corner.
Who?
Bostic is out. That's their stud
That's
linebacker.
Big, yeah.
I know they lost a corner, and I know they lost a lineman that isn't Chase Young. Also, there's too much crap going on with the Feds raiding their training facility.
So that was after their athletic trainer, their head athletic trainer, who had worked with Ron Rivera, also in Carolina for like 9 years. He's been with him now, and then they won't release anything, and he was already under investigation and on a leave.
I know, but that's still like distractions. There's still a lot of distractions.
Team's really worried about that.
I don't think they're going to get there and be like, "Oh, what do you think happened with Coach so and so?"
Well,
we lost because of the DEA. Oh, I'm not too worried about it.
This is the game of the week, right?
Which one is Washington
the next one
versus Saints?
The New England Patriots versus the Houston Long-Neck Texans.
That's Pats all day.
Yeah, that's Pats all day.
Obviously, I'm being facetious.
Oh, I know.
The damn Texans coach came out and said that if Joe Montana was quarterback, they still wouldn't have scored any points.
Yeah, I got the Pats as well, though.
He's like, we can't block for Joe Montana either.
This is where I would love to see Mac Jones throw out that 300-plus yard, 3 TD game.
It could happen.
So I think part of it is, I think some of those Bama receivers he was so used to, he doesn't have much to throw to in New England.
No, he doesn't.
That's why I grabbed Jacoby Myers in fantasy, because I'm like, that guy's the kind of guy that Mac will like, and that's their number one wide receiver. He was there Sunday night. I think we're going to see that a lot more. That's his comfort zone guy. That's his dude.
Yeah.
Next game.
So we all went on Patriots?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I would love for somebody to take the Texans. I'll even give them the points. If somebody wants to take the Texans, I'll give them the spread. I'll let them tack that on. Next game.
I mean, this next one.
The Dolphins at the Bucks. The Dolphins don't have a quarterback. I know they came back and played the Colts, but the Colts had already won that game when the Dolphins came back.
I'm not picking against the Bucks.
No, not at home.
No. Tom Brady's back in his natural habitat.
This guy right here is a wild card, though. I feel like he's thinking, just like he was thinking about that.
He was talking about the Dolphins secondary a lot.
They hit him a couple times, and the Bucks got to go grab people out the stands and start playing for him. So,
are you doing it?
Nah.
I didn't think so.
You pissed it.
I'm just going to show up with my pads and helmet. Put me in, coach.
Yeah. Here we go. Packers going against the Bengals.
Go, Pack, go.
Yeah, I got the Pack.
I really want to take the Bengals. I really do. But without Joe Mixon, if Joe Mixon's healthy, I'm taking the Bengals. But without Joe Mixon and some J.P. Ryan or whatever the hell his name is, I just can't. Give me the Packers.
Yeah, I say even with Joe Mixon healthy.
I'm same way. It'd still be the Packers.
Packers lost to Darius Smith to IR.
I'm telling you,
he's
guys.
One of those big defensive presences for them.
Who's gonna guard Jamar Chase? And if T. Higgins comes back, that secondary even.
No. I said Zadarius Smith, not Jair Alexander.
Oh, my bad.
Jair Alexander will guard.
I think we're about to see Rodgers do his Rodgers thing for the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
Where he just lights people up, like that MVP type production. I think we're going to see that.
He was also praising the Pittsburgh organization after the game. Very, very nice to them, very respectfully talking about them and their whole way they do things. And there was a lot of rumors and even some CGI images of Aaron Rodgers saying, "Please pick me, Pittsburgh."
I saw Roethlisberger. I heard Roethlisberger grunting when he threw.
God.
Just every time I saw his face, that's all I can imagine him saying.
I love Juicy Lucy's. Get me over there.
Broncos Steelers in Pittsburgh.
I got the Broncos, man.
Dude, no Teddy.
I don't
gloves.
care. I got the Broncos. Pittsburgh has been so lackluster
right.
this season.
Teddy's out too, huh?
Yeah. Well, not officially, but everything that's going with that concussion protocol just makes me think Drew Lock's going to play. I'll take the Steelers.
I'm going Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Pittsburgh too.
Tomlin is too good of a coach to fucking lose 3 or 4 games in a row.
All right, I'm going to need y'all to do me a favor. We're going to have to figure out how to get me to remote in for the episode next week because if Pittsburgh wins, I ain't coming to this house. Is Megan going to be here?
Yeah.
I ain't coming to this house. I'll phone in.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna put some pads on.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no. See, I don't think the Broncos are for real.
I mean, besides the fact that yes, their first 3 games were teams that were winless or just got a win.
Yeah,
that defense is still good, but without Teddy, calm. He's calm. He's calm. He's just like he's deking his dumping. He's not taking the big play. Locks too much of a wild card. I
think that defense is going to do a good enough job. You got a banged up Roethlisberger. You got Najee that's doing the best he can. Let's be honest. That's the main reason why I picked the Broncos.
Eagles, Panthers in Carolina.
I got the Panthers.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry, Birds. I love you guys. You guys are turning it around, but not this time.
If it wasn't that Carolina defense, I would be saying I don't know if their offense can do much, but that Carolina defense is definitely going to shut down the best part of your team.
Part of me wants to just take the Eagles just to do it.
Christian McCaffrey's coming back. We couldn't even stop a beach ball rolling
maybe
across
if
the
it was
field.
in the Eagles, I'd say
Panthers.
do it, baby, do it. But it's in Carolina, man.
Dude, C-Mac's going to come back. He's supposed to be coming back. He's already practicing. There's no way. We can't stop the run. We
can't cover a slot receiver. What the?
We can't stop the run. C-Mac is going to have.
That's
a
what he's
monster
saying.
game.
He's calling Christian McCaffrey a slot receiver.
Oh,
and that Carolina defense will stop Jalen. They will keep him in that pocket.
Now you keep pushing my butt.
That's all it is, man. Listen,
I won't do it.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
All right,
I'm telling you.
Titans, Jags.
This one's actually tougher than you think.
I swear to God. Ryan, I'm looking right at you. I swear to God.
I don't call the place.
They should win this, no problem, like they should have this last week.
Absolutely.
I'm taking the Titans.
Yeah.
If the Urban Meyer scandal doesn't happen and all the reports of the team laughing at him after he went and apologized to them individually in player personnel groups, I would have taken the Jags. But because there's turmoil inside, Titans should win.
If Titans have either AJ Brown or Julio Jones,
that's the reason why you're going to put the Titans over
Absolutely,
the Jags?
because the players have given up on him. No, the players have given.
If they're the Jags, bro.
No, that's not true.
They've already given up, man.
They still
You're
don't.
wrong.
They still don't
You're
want to
wrong.
go winless. You know,
You're
they're
still
gonna
wrong.
play
Yeah,
the
they do because they
game.
want him gone.
The best thing to do is to say
Players have given up on
the
him.
best thing if you're Urban Meyer is when you're going around apologizing. Say, did you go to the players? You go, I got caught. I'm an idiot.
Yep.
And they'd all be like, yeah, man, we get it.
But he didn't do
let
that.
me tell you what you got to do when you're going out in public. You got to have your blockers.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they're going to tell you.
Or how about just a private room where you're not in the general population?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Take a page out of, or it doesn't even have to be a private room. Just take them to the bathroom and have your boys wait outside like Roethlisberger.
Ouch.
Well, then that's when you get
watch
the
door.
accusations.
So when you can't show up tomorrow and Megan hears this comment as well.
All right, so let's get going into Chargers Browns. I think this is the big game of the week. There's a couple candidates.
I'm taking Cleveland.
taking the Bolts.
Bolts all day.
Cleveland
Ryan
Browns.
Herbert.
I'm going with the Cleveland Browns defense and Nick Chubb. Okay, Bears Raiders.
I got the Raiders.
Is this really their
Raiders.
question?
Yeah, I got the Raiders too. This one I thought last week would be a tough one. Doesn't seem like that now.
I think Cards stay undefeated.
Yep.
Trey Lance gets his first win.
Yeah, I see.
I love you, Nello.
Trey Lance gets his first win. He looked good and came in the second half where Jimmy G getting hurt. He looks really good. Give him a week to practice with those guys. I'll take Trey Lance.
No, I'll take the Cardinals.
I am perfectly okay with you being the lone man out on that one.
Me and this guy are going to have to start betting for money.
Okay, here we
There's
go.
a lot of people that follow this and say that.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Next one.
So we
Oh,
agreed
yeah.
that we're going to do double or nothing instead of wearing the cowboy jersey. We haven't decided what it's going to technically be, but it's going to be
Yeah, we
something. kind of ish.
It's you and a Cowboys
It's not.
cheerleader.
It isn't. First of all, it's not your decision.
You-
a Cowboys.
It's you and a
First of all,
Cowboys
no, we
cheerleader.
didn't say Cowboys cheerleader, dude.
Hold
We
on,
didn't say-
on
No,
Beach,
absolutely.
on Beach Drive here in St. Pete,
Hold on,
in front
we gotta
of the
talk
Museum
about
of
this.
Fine
Okay,
Art.
You know what? Fuck it. But
And
we
you have
didn't
to do 4 full cheers.
for the record.
at some
you're a
point-
dirty SOB because you kept that bitch to the chest.
M-A-M-A. How you think you got your way, your mama?
No, I'm not doing that. I'll do maybe one cheer.
U-G-L-Y. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly.
First of all, it's one cheer, and we didn't say Cowboys cheerleader uniform. You don't want to scar the children, and I don't want to go to jail.
You have to be a Cowboys cheerleader, and your cheer has to be "Give me a D."
Oh wow.
Oh, boy.
Okay, but if he says so, that's fine. But for the record, that's dirty.
I'm hiring a videographer for this.
We have the camera. We're ready to
We
go.
are getting HD quality on that.
I cannot believe that I have to go through all that. That's fine. I believe it. I believe in Danny Dimes.
This is gonna be the hardest one to get.
And it's
to,
only $40
to pay
on
in.
Amazon. It can be here in
Do
2
they
days.
make it that big?
About to find out.
I know they make the upper part that big.
They do
make
have
that
some
bottom-
plus-size Dallas fans, man. Let me
Shit.
tell you.
Everything's bigger in Dallas.
Everybody's got to do a role play, man.
Give me Danny
Got
Dimes.
an extra large.
Give me Danny Dimes and give me Saquon Barkley to show out just like Penn State's going to show out on Saturday in Iowa.
Dear God.
Giants with the upset.
I'm glad that you're willing to acknowledge that it is, in fact, an upset. But, yeah, Cowboys.
Yeah.
You guys seem to forget that the Cowboys, the Cowgirls, excuse me, and the Giants always play each other tough.
They do.
It's going to be a lot closer than everybody thinks.
Okay. How about the next one? We got the Bills coming to KC.
Wait, hold on. He
boy.
hasn't picked it yet. He hasn't said nothing yet.
I said
It's the
Cowgirls.
bet. He's got to have the Cowboys.
I know, but I need it on record.
All right. So
Like you have this big hype, and he goes, Giants. You guys bet the same team?
Yeah, right?
You never know.
God. All right, Bills, Chiefs.
Best game of the week.
Yep. This will rival the other one.
I'll take the
Oh,
Bills.
man.
I'll take the Bills, even though Josh Gordon's coming.
The other one
back,
being
coming in.
Cleveland and Chargers.
Yeah.
I got the Bills.
all right.
Wow.
So going into the season, looking at this game, I have the Bills as well. Going into the season, I said, all right, here's your AFC championship preview. Well, now the Cardinals have thrown a wrench in all of that.
Yeah.
So I'm still taking the Bills. They are on fire right now.
They've played bums.
I don't care.
I'm not sold on them.
I don't care.
I'm taking the Chiefs all day.
I got that hot hand coming in right there. They're on fire. I've got the Bills. So we're split down the middle. You took KC, right?
No, absolutely not.
I'm alone.
Oh, I thought you did. All
no
right.
way, because if Jalen Hurts can look that good and everybody's still suspect, what's Josh Allen going to do to them?
Yeah.
I will say this. That is the second one that Ryan has picked against all of us.
Oh, you took KC?
Yeah.
Oh,
he
wow.
did. I don't like Pickmaster over here.
Last time it
Be an
happened
odd
with him.
man out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not at all. We'll see, though, but I really think the Bills have got it.
I do too. I think if they can make Mahomes run a little bit, that's going to make his life a little bit harder. I don't know. I think their defense is better.
Yeah.
And I agreed Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and Tegan Knox against that defense who's allowing other teams to run on them. That's a pretty good combo.
Yeah.
I just don't see how that secondary can stop.
I'll tell you this. I don't
Josh
care
Allen.
if the line is in the 70s. I'm taking that over.
Oh, yeah.
That's an easy one.
We opened at 47, didn't it?
No freaking way.
I
It's
think
got to
it
be
did.
in the 50s. All right, Colts and
56.
Ravens.
Yeah, Colts Ravens. Who
Oh
we got
boy,
there?
I'm taking the Ravens. I am on this Lamar train for right now. The Colts does have a very staunch defense. I like them, but I just think the Ravens are kind of they're picking their destiny right now.
I'll take the Ravens because of the Colts injuries. I don't believe the Wentz is back bullshit.
I'm gonna take the Ravens, and it's more about taking the Ravens than not taking the Colts. I mean, the Colts are a great team, and the Ravens, I think, are just running better right now.
No, they're not.
Okay,
No, they're not.
so you got the Colts?
No, I got the Ravens.
Oh, wow.
You said the Colts were a great team. No, they're not.
Oh,
No, they're not.
that's another division rival for him.
They're a great defense for sure. What
We'll see how it looks.
But
when
it's
they
Lamar
play the
Jackson.
Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I have one more question before we go.
Yeah,
if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers,
yeah,
and you posted the article in the group about him going to the Steelers next year.
Rodgers,
yeah, Rodgers. I'm sorry. Do you really go from one retirement home quarterback to another, regardless of how good he is, or do you bring in a guy and you rebuild?
Yeah, no, I take Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is a retirement home quarterback.
Well, he's still going to be in his 40s.
No, he's not. He's only going to be 38.
39, 40 is
so Tom Brady is 44.
That's a generational player. That doesn't happen very often.
Aaron Rodgers is too. He's just been in Green Bay and hasn't had the best of a all supporting cast. He's had
How good has
he's
the
had
NFC
Devontae
North
Adams and
been?
other guys.
And here's the thing. You, to be quite honest, Aaron Rodgers is actually a more athletic and talented quarterback than Tom Brady.
Are the defenses in the NFC North as good as the AFC North? Like
Yes.
the Ravens, the Steelers, the Browns right now. I think he's going to have a tougher time if he goes over there. Those are really good defenses that are built to hurt people and play good defense. And I think when you're playing the Vikings and the Lions and the Bears, who are suspect most of the time, it's a different type of competition.
I'll give you that, but it's Aaron Rodgers. And if Aaron Rodgers right now had the supporting cast that Roethlisberger does,
Exactly.
I think they're one loss at most.
You mean the Steelers?
I mean the Steelers, yeah.
Okay.
If Rodgers had what Roethlisberger has in Green Bay right now, or excuse me, if he was in Pittsburgh instead of Roethlisberger, is what I'm trying to say, they would be one loss at most, maybe still undefeated. He's that good, man. He's freaking amazing. You got to give that to him.
Yeah, but Devontae Adams is a freak, and they don't have that kind of.
But Devontae is.
But that's it. You know, I mean, Valdez Scantling,
Aaron
all
Jones
right.
is doing all right.
Damian Lazard.
Tanyan's all right. Lazard, they're okay. They're not, so Juju's not Devontae Adams. There's not a lot of receivers that are.
They got
But
a two-headed monster in the backfield.
rest
and
of the
Dillard
squad.
and Jones.
the rest of the squad, I'm only sold on Jones.
Dillard looked good last week. I have Jones on my fantasy team. He did not look nearly as good as Dillard did.
I'm only sold on Jones. I just think that Roethlisberger's problem is Pittsburgh has had a weak O-line, and that is not as big of an issue if you got Rodgers back there.
Yeah.
He can still make the plays happen with a weak O-line.
You think he puts up those numbers, Jack?
I think he puts up the same numbers he's putting up right now.
Maybe a little better,
I
but
think
definitely the same.
I mean, he's got Chase Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Najee Harris right now. You're giving him, I think, the equivalent of what he's got in Green Bay, because Jones is a baller, Devontae's a baller, but after that,
So you're saying Juju and Devontae are close. I'm not saying they're equal, but are close.
yeah.
Is that before or after TikTok?
Oh, God. Spare me.
Jesus.
I'm glad we did this week. Last week I missed you guys all. I missed you all.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's so good to be back together again.
I really hope I don't have to dress up like a fucking cheerleader.
Hey, next week, looking forward to talking a little bit of Rays baseball.
Yes.
Playoffs,
big
baby.
game, Boston, New York.
As we watch this Boston-New York game to see who we beat.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. We are Penn State. We want Georgia.
Roll Tide.